This is the PPC Tutor Podcast. Join us as we provide valuable tools, tips and resources, helping you to kickstart your PPC career.
Hi there. Thank you for listening to the PPC Tutor Podcast. My name is Mike, and in this episode, I want to talk about something very important, and it's to do with PPC campaigns. Many of us run ads, we set up PPC ads and campaigns, and the hope is always to see great performance from them. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen for many campaigns. It doesn't happen for some advertisers. And there are some things that you and I can avoid, our campaigns performing poorly. And whether you're running campaigns at the moment, even if they're working well, that's not always a guarantee that any future campaigns you set up are going to work as well as the ones you have. So there are some things that we can avoid. And whatever type of advertiser you are, whether you are B2B, B2C, or you a large or a small corporation, there are things that you can do to make sure your campaigns really work well for you in Google Ads. And the first thing I would say is to avoid poor performing PPC campaigns is you need to manage your PPC ads. Quite often when I take over campaigns or accounts, I review what has been taking place. I look at what performance results they were getting, the clients that I'll be working with. And I tend to find, especially when I look in change history, I go in there and I find that they are not really managing the ads, and there's very little change going on. And they in many cases are not even aware that they are not actually managing them as often as they should. So the campaigns go months and months with very little change in there, and lo and behold, the campaigns are underperforming. And somehow a lot of these advertisers think there's something wrong somewhere, or they need to work with an expert to improve their campaigns, when they simply could have just taken some time to review and check out the reports and then implement some things relating to the performance of their ads. Obviously, yes, there's a bit of a learning curve with PPC ads. You probably need to take a bit of some training to be able to understand different features and controls, but a lot of people can do that, and a lot of people do, and those campaigns really work well. So it's important that you really take some time to manage your ads and make sure they're working well. Another thing you can do to avoid poor performance is, if you don't have the time or you just feel you're not competent enough, you need to get a competent person to look over those campaigns, to spend some time in there. Now, most of us run small campaigns, and by small, I mean we don't spend like $5,000, $10,000 or pounds on our campaigns. Many advertisers are spending less than £1,000, $1,000. So those tend to be small, and you don't always need to be in there checking out what's going on, even for very competitive industries. But you do need to spend some time checking out, what searches you're getting, what audiences you're targeting, and then just blocking anything that's not relevant. Now, if that person is not you, you can get somebody to do that. You can hire someone to do that for you. But it's important that you do take time to manage your campaigns and get somebody who can do it. The amount you're going to spend to really get someone to manage it is really not going to be much compared to the returns that you're going to get from it. The return on ad spend, which is what you really need to focus on when you're looking at PPC ads and Google ads. So get someone looking at those campaigns and making sure they're really pulling their weight and working as they should be. Another thing that will help you to avoid poor performing campaigns is you need to come to PPC advertising with a testing mindset. Now, by that I mean many people come into PPC expecting, I'm going to set up some ads, do some keyword research, and then I'm just going to lay back and wait for those sales and those leads to come in. Yes, it does happen, and many advertisers have set up ads, and from day one they start working. I see that regularly. But what you need to really do is start with a testing mindset. Even if you do get some returns, some very good ones, see it as a way to test different things. So it's an opportunity to test your ads, to test your messaging, your landing pages. If you get a good return from day one, don't just leave those ads to go on like that. Test them, test your campaigns, run experiments. In Google Ads, you can easily run experiments, and Google actually provides help articles on how you can run those experiments, and you can run them for your search and display campaigns, and you can compare, for example, one bid strategy against another one. You can compare maximize clicks to manual CPC, and trust me, you will always learn something new from that. Even if the test campaign doesn't work out as you expected, you are still going to learn something from it, and you can just discard it. But many times when I've run experiments, I've found, wow, this bid strategy is really great, I'm going to run it, or this location is great, or device and so forth, and I just apply those and it really improves the ad. So you really need to come with a testing mindset to PPC advertising. Another thing to avoid, that will help you avoid poor performing campaigns is thinking about your return on investment. A low ROI is not a failed campaign. Many people think, I'm not getting the results I want, and so on and so forth. And they think, what, I'm just going to stop it, or I'm just going to run it a bit more, and that's it. A low performing or campaign bringing in low ROI is really an opportunity for you to do some work to really improve it. Sometimes it tends to be maybe just one thing. Maybe it's your locations, maybe it's the search queries that you're targeting. There's often a reason why a campaign may be low performing, and you can, take some time really, or even get somebody to audit it for you so you can see if there's anything that you need improving in there. And making those few changes, those updates will really make a difference. And afterwards, you can really see if it's how much potential there is, and so forth. So take it as an opportunity to improve, and you will learn a lot and be able to improve it in most cases. And another thing, I see as that will help you avoid poor performing campaigns is how you actually set up your campaigns and the way you target different locations, especially countries. You should avoid targeting multiple countries in one campaign, for example. If you've got different countries you want to target, set up different campaigns and have specific messages for those areas, have specific bid strategies, because some areas are more competitive than others, and you may need to be more aggressive with your bid strategy and so forth. And, sometimes you need to have different keywords. Some words are different in the US and from the UK, how people express certain words and things, and you want to include that into each individual campaign, because if you don't do that, you're going to have messages that don't really resonate with the people you're targeting, or you're using keywords that are not really relevant in specific areas. So split those up, and try it with different things as well, devices and so forth. So sometimes we just take the easy route, and we just want to set up one campaign and target all the locations, and that's not always a great thing. Yeah, maybe it could work if you are really promoting a standardized, maybe an SaaS program, software as a service. But most times you want to really have different campaigns with their own budgets and locations, and that will avoid poor performing campaigns. So these are some of the things I've discovered over time. There's many ways you can avoid poor performing campaigns. I'm going to bring out more episodes talking about this. Thank you for listening. I hope it's been helpful, and check out my next episodes that are coming up, and I look forward to hearing from you if you've got any questions.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the PPC Tutor Podcast. To find out more, why not connect with us online by visiting our website at www.mikencube.co.uk. Join us again next time for more valuable tools, tips and resources helping you to kickstart your PPC career.